Hey guys, welcome to Mind Over Modo. Today I want to show you 5 of my favorite modeling shortcuts that will probably be particularly helpful if you're just starting out. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first shortcut I want to show you is the B key, and that is the Bevel Tool, and it is probably the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to these shortcuts. And one of the reasons is because it works across all of the component modes. So if you're in polygon mode, you select a polygon, hit B, click down, and you have your bevel length and the amount of taper. And if you hold shift, click down again, and you relaunch the tool, and you're right back in another bevel. You can, of course, quickly go into a regular transform mode and manipulate that polygon, and then just keep going with another bevel. And I find this is a really quick, productive way to add geometry to a model. But like I said, if you're in edge mode, you click down on an edge, hit B, and click down, you can add edge geometry that way, and sometimes that can be a really good way to just quickly add a ring around something. For instance, if I double click on this edge loop, double click selects an edge loop, hit B, and then click down and pull out the tool. That's a real quick way to add several edge loops there, and that's controlled by your round attribute there. So if I dial that back to 0, then it just gives me 2 loops there where there was 1. So you can use that to your advantage to quickly add some loops there. And if you're in vertex mode, click one of those, hit B, and you can bevel out that vertex really quick. So that's probably my number 1 pick, is the B key. So the next hotkey is the C key, the next letter up in the alphabet, and you can think of it as C for cut. It's the edge slice tool. So if I go ahead and hit C on the keyboard and start to hover over an edge and click down, you can see that I am slicing that edge, adding a new vertex, and I get, as a readout there, I get the percentage along the edge that I'm putting that new vertex down at. So you can click through here, and you can just see we're slicing along, adding new edge geometry, and it should work where if I come back around to that original vertex, it will actually, if I click down here and then slide it over, it'll kind of pop in and turn purple there, and sort of close it off if I want to do that. Also, I can come over in polygon mode and hit C. I can just click down vertices in that polygon, and you can see how it'll try to draw edges if it needs to, or if I just want these vertices kind of out in space, if I keep clicking around, it'll just leave them there. So if I need it that way for some reason, I can do that. And let's see if it'll, yeah, it snaps too. So that can be a good quick way to get shapes into a polygon if you need that for some reason. So that's the C key. All right, next up is Alt C. This is another great one. It's most helpful in edge mode. So if I click down on an edge and I hit Alt C, it brings up loop slice. So I click down and I've got a new edge loop, and if I just drag while that tool's active, it controls the slide length up there. As you can see, it moves up here as well. So, and if I want to add more, I can click over here on the count and add more real quick. One thing that I like to do is use this along with the B key. So if I get my edge loop where I want it, I can drop the tool, just hit the space bar, and I can hit B and bring up the bevel tool, and I can add more loops that way. And that's a real quick way that you can do it and not have to modify your edge loop count if you want to just kind of keep that just at the single loop level. So that's another little tip that I like to use, and that is Alt C. Also, you can use it with polygon mode. If you click polygon, Alt C, it will looks like it did a ring selection and cut there. So it does work in polygon mode too. All right, so that is Alt-C. All right, next up is Shift-C, and this is not a shortcut that I use a lot, but it is very easy to get to on the lower row there, and it's part of the C hotkey family, so to speak, so I thought I'd throw it in there. It is the slice plane, so if you hold Shift-C and click down and draw across, you can see you've got a plane there in your 3D view and two handles that you can manipulate around to get the slice that you want. So this can come in handy if you needed just a way to slice across your geometry and make sure that it goes all the way through. Like I said, I don't use it a whole lot, so I'm not probably the best person to show you all the different advantages it can have, but there it is for you, and you can see that the edge loop cuts all the way through the geometry there. Okay, and last but not least is the T key. It is the tweak tool, and every good modeling program needs that. You hit T and you can hover over any element, click down, and just start dragging, and you can see that it has a fall off to that. So it's really good for organic modeling. To change the fall off, you just right click, and you can see the fall off there. If you want to just work on the specific element, you can shrink that down to 0, click again, and then you just have access to that single element. Also, a nice thing about the tweak tool is it gives you handles, so you can do more specific, precise modeling operations. And then come back again, shift click down, and you can increase your fall off and be right back to a more kind of organic feel across the whole model. So that is the tweak key. All right, guys, those are the 5 shortcuts, and I hope those are helpful to you and increase your productivity in Modo. If this was helpful to you, let me know in the comments, and give this video a like if you want to. And that about wraps it up for this video. So I hope it was helpful, and look forward to the next one. Thanks.